One might say Hawkeye is transforming, and we have an exclusive update on the Suicide Squad. What's up, Comic Book Nation? BD here with your second printing of the week's biggest stories from Comicbook.com. And let's start with one you're hearing here first. Warner Brothers and DC Comics are gearing up for the Suicide Squad, a movie which is both not a reboot and not a sequel to the Suicide Squad movie we already saw. Here's what's new. It will begin production in mid-October in Atlanta, and it will also shoot in Panama. So consider this a first printing on the second printing. Get ready for the anti-heroes to go international. Marvel's Disney Plus shows are starting to take shape. The Hawkeye series starring Jeremy Renner may have found its Kate Bishop as Bumblebee and Pitch Perfect 3-star. Haley Steinfeld is in talks to play the bow-wielding badass. On top of that, the series also picked up a writer from AMC's Mad Men, which we're not sure what that means, but none of us want to see Clint Barton go full Don Draper. No, not really. Elsewhere, the working titles for Moon Knight and Loki have been revealed. Moon Knight will operate under the guise of good faith, but what's interesting is that this is really early because the Disney Plus series doesn't release until 2022. Loki, meanwhile, will operate under the working title of River Cruise, which is interesting because we hope it indicates nothing about the story. Meanwhile, Disney Plus launched as a test of sorts for people in the Netherlands, and they're letting everyone know what's there, which includes all of the Marvel movies, animated shows like Gargoyles, DuckTales, X-Men, and all the Disney stuff you'd expect. You know who's not there? Spider-Man in live action, which is devastating, but it makes perfect sense because Sony owns him, but still.
None of this would have happened if you would just listen to me!
Some plot details of the Batman might have been revealed. An often accurate scooper by the name of Daniel Rickman went on YouTube to say the Batman will explore a detective case when people start dying in strange ways around Gotham, and it will feature an already established rogues gallery comprised of Batman villains. Now, we shouldn't get our hopes up because even if this is accurate, things can change before Robert Pattinson puts on a batsuit for production. But that said, what villains do you hope are in that rogues gallery? Kevin Hart is recovering from a brutal-looking car accident. The star of the new Jumanji movies had to go through back surgery, but went home earlier this week. His Jumanji co-star and Black Adam himself, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, made sure to let everybody know his buddy is doing all right while filling in for him on the Kelly Clarkson show.
We spoke to the pediatrician, and he said he's doing very well. He is bummed he couldn't be here, as you know. But look, I love the guy. He's one of my best friends.
And finally, some Star Wars news. A couple of actors from the Star Wars prequels had their panel at Salt Lake City's FanX convention shut down just 90 minutes before it was supposed to begin. People are already in their seats. This whole thing is very interesting. Ian McDiarmid's Palpatine is expected to come back somehow in Episode 9. You've seen him on the poster and heard him laugh in the trailer. But Hayden Christensen was on the panel as well. So naturally, Star Wars fans are thinking Anakin Skywalker might be back in the mix somehow. And this whole thing was to avoid spoilers from possibly coming out. What was your favorite story this week? Let me know in the comments section or hit me up on Instagram and Twitter and across social media at Brandon Davis BD. For more updates, head over to Comicbook.com. I'm BD. I'll see you there.